men. They like a girl, they date her, and then they change her to fit with how he was raised up. But he never accepts her the way she is, you know? This is like extremely common, like maybe 90% of men, Egyptian men.
Egyptian men coming from an Egyptian woman saying that Egyptian men do not accept a woman for who she is, who she wants to be. They would just reel her in and then do what they can to pretty much have her the way they want her to be. Very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Looks like she looks like a star, and then you have to change the way you dress up. You have to change the people you talk to. Like, why do you talk to men? Why do you even have male friends?
Ah, Nicole's face is comical. Nicole's face is comical. It is speechless. She's like, wow, I've met an Egyptian woman who's a Muslim and is telling me all of these things. What the hell has been going wrong? Why am I in this position? Well, that's because she married an Egyptian man from a place in Egypt that is conservative. If she had met a man in New Cairo now, things would have been a whole lot more different, because over there, they live as if life is like Dubai. They live as if life is like America. You know, they are able to just be free with how they want to dress, how they want to be. And that's exactly what Nicole is being educated on right now by her yoga teacher that she has just met for the very first time.
They have to make sure that everything is under control.
It is controlling, isn't it?
But I always tell you, I love you and I care for you. And I'm doing this to protect you.
When she dropped that line though, all I thought about is, yeah, that's the manipulation right there. I do this because I love you and I'm trying to protect you. That is the manipulation part right there. But she does pretty much confirm that, you know, the love is real. It's just that the love is only real based on the fact that you follow the rules. If you're not following the rules, well, then it's looking peak for you.
And he says, I don't want to control you.
Yeah.
That's what he said, I don't want to control
you.
I had no idea that Egyptian culture wasn't just the way that I had seen it.
This is my bone. This is the bone that I want to pick with Nicole. You see, if she just done some research on not necessarily who she was marrying, but the type of man that she was marrying from that certain area. I mean, listen, look at it this way. Look at this way. There are a lot of people in this world who live in first world countries who believe that when they go to another country that is not a first world country, that they are entitled to behave the way they want to behave, and they're entitled to be accepted for the way they are, rather than actually be respectful by actually doing some sort of research on the location they're in. Because really and truly, you know, for some of us in this world, when we travel or we go to other countries, we go there because we want to be a part of that culture. We want to feel what that culture is like. We want to learn about that culture, okay? We want to go away saying, oh, damn, man, I learned this from this place, and that is da-da-da-da-da. But some people, when they go away, they don't go away to necessarily learn about how other people are living, their beliefs, all that kind of stuff. And the matter of fact is, Nicole is one of those people. And if, like I said before, if she had done her research, she wouldn't be in this predicament. She wouldn't be in this situation. But Nicole be Nicole.
They give you so much attention and love, and they shower you with sweet words, but they don't believe in equality.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, to be honest with you, I would think, you know what, this is how ungrateful some women are. This is how ungrateful some women are to the women who fought for equality. And, you know, in reality, Nicole's probably one of those people that's probably not grateful for that stuff, right? But in reality, women that have knowledge, that are smart, that have common sense, they would 100% know to research, or know at least that if I go to this country, I probably won't have the same leeway that I have at my own homeland. So I've got to make sure that I turn up correct. Because if I don't, I'm going to be hurt. This is what's happening with Nicole. But here's the thing though, it's common knowledge though. It is generally not common knowledge that not every country has equality for women. Not every country accepts gay people. Not every country accepts even black people for that matter, okay? Not every country is open arms as some countries. This is generally common knowledge. The only question is that which countries are those? Well, this is why before you get on a plane, you make sure you research that country. Hey, so is this country going to accept me or not? If I go to this country, am I going to have issues or not? You got to do these things, you know what I mean? All right? And it's crazy though, because, you know, for someone like myself who is a solo traveler for the most part, okay, right? Well, I guess since I've been 30, I've been a solo traveler, right? Pretty much. Whenever I speak to females, they say, hey man, it's so cool, you go and do it, whatever. They're like, but as a female, I just couldn't do a solo travel because it just wouldn't be safe for me. When I hear that, you know, and I'm looking at Nicole, someone who traveled by herself, you think to yourself that you would do a research of the location you're going to as a female, you know, just generally seeing what that country's about. You know, this whole thing is bloody jarring, man. But anyway, we just continue with people's lack of common sense. But hey, we continue.
The world seemed to get a little bigger, and I was able to see more possibilities. And I realized that, like, maybe I could have a life in Cairo that.
Nicole needs to realize that she could have a life in Cairo, but the life she'd have there, it would not be with Mahmoud.
Makes me happy. And then I can live a little more like I'm used to.
You know, Nicole thinks just because there is this place called New Cairo that she can move there and therefore she can be the way she wants to be. She can dress the way she wants, all those kind of things that, Mahmoud will not allow her to do. But the thing that she's not understanding is that in this situation, the location isn't even relevant anymore. Which part of Egypt you're in isn't even relevant anymore because you have married someone who comes from a part of Egypt where they are the way they are. Okay? It's simple because they're concerned. It's that. Listen, you could take Mahmoud to America. He will still be demanding the same things to you because that's who he is. That's how he is programmed. That's it. So the level of delusion that she thinks, oh, let me see if I can convince him to move here. Hopefully when I move there, he'd be able to let me to be. No. And we've already established that Mahmoud even adds in stipulations of his own because his family even said that, hey, why are you stressing about the way she's wearing? Meanwhile, you should be teaching her how to pray instead first. Teach her how to pray first, and then focus on the clothing and whatnot. Like he's doing the whole process the wrong way around anyway. Mahmoud. No. Nicole. You are simply just a Nicole. Yeah, listen, man. I've got into a habit nowadays. Instead of saying, "Hey, man, stop being a carrot," now I'll just say, "Stop being you." You know what I mean, Nicole? Just stop being Nicole. All right? Yeah. Okay, whatever. Let's continue.
But I don't feel like Nouran is like going to be a god friend for our relationship. Maybe we'll never see her again.
You know, at this moment in time, she laughs at him, but in reality, my man is being deadly serious. He doesn't want to see Nouran again, but Nouran is giving her ideas. You see the way he said that this woman is clearly going to be bad for our relationship because she's coming out here and pretty much telling her everything that, Nicole believes in and everything that Nicole wants to have and telling her that you can't have it in Egypt, but guess what, buddy? You can't have it with me, though. That's not how I roll. And of course, he knows if Nouran's in the picture, that is definitely going to cause somewhat of a headache. And like I said before, he's definitely being serious about not seeing her again. But Nicole, on the other hand, she's like, yo, just play it. Yeah, Mahmoud isn't playing, to be honest with you. I mean, to be honest with you, someone like Mahmoud, in a way, he would definitely fear someone coming into his relationship and trying to flip the script, trying to say things otherwise, you know what I mean? So yeah, but anyway, we continue.
But I really want him to get that it's not just me who thinks these things, that there are other people in the world who think them too, and even women in Egypt.
So Nicole has the bright idea of introducing Mahmoud to her new friend Nouran that she's met literally once in hopes that that conversation can persuade Mahmoud to change his ways.
Maybe help open up his mind and see a different way to be in life. But this could just be another one of my bad ideas, I don't know.
Bingo! Ka-ching! It is definitely a bad idea. But hey, Nicole will always continue trying because Nicole wants to have her way. And it's just wild because Nicole needs to understand that the way that she wants, it will never, ever happen with Mahmoud. It's just that simple. But we continue.
That is what's clear. He said, men have don't look a woman and the woman have to cover her body.
Oh, I'm covered. Or do I have to cover every part of skin?
Yes, this was clear.
Oh, no, it's not clear. Can you please?
Sorry, just gotta pause it just for the copyright break there, you know what I mean? Yep. Anyway, we continue.
Tell me a verse in the Quran that says this.
I can show you.
I love my religion. But there is nothing in the Quran that says that women should cover every part of the entire... No, and there isn't any verse that says that she has to wear the veil. Nothing.
You know, I really do enjoy this conversation, to be fair, but some gems were definitely dropped, you know what I mean? But that's a good point, though. Does it say in the Bible, you know what I mean, that a woman must cover her full body? Or does it say that she's just got to cover a respectful manner of her body? I mean, don't get me wrong, nowadays in society, it doesn't really matter for the most part anyway, you know what I mean? Like, wherever you go, you're seeing like girls, listen to what I'm saying, girls, not women. You're seeing girls, little girls flipping, prancing around, you know, with flipping their bellies out and the whole shebang, you know what I mean? But of course, this is based on religion, right? Completely get it. But that is a good question, though. Based on their religion, does it say that a woman has to completely cover their body? Now, that is a very good question. And obviously, clearly, this is a woman that is definitely educated and a woman that's definitely looked into it. So therefore, I guess it just doesn't say. But Mahmoud now will keep fighting his corner because that's what Mahmoud does. Because why? He's a man and a man cannot be wrong in his culture. Yeah.
To listen to what makes sense. Do you agree that God is fair?
Of course, like
Yes.
it's fair.
Do you think God wants women to suffer and to sweat? And do you know that covering the hair is very unhealthy for the hair?
You know what, though? I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like, if I'm hearing that it's unhealthy for the hair, which obviously is common sense anyway, but it's sweating and all that kind of stuff, really into it is kind of bizarre, isn't it? How some cultures, some religions really want women to cover their hair as well. And it's just weird because it's like the hair, you know, it needs air. Hair needs air, you know, especially in heat. You know, but listen, at the end of the day, you know, I'm not really someone that's really, I'm not someone that's religious, and I'm not someone that cares for religion, to be honest with you, do you know what I mean? I think religion is, there's too much contradictive behavior when it comes to religion. That's why I decided to stay away from me, if you know what I mean. Yeah, choose my words wisely there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man like me, I don't like contradictions. You know what I mean? And there's too much politics as well. And I hate politics. Politics is not my friend one bit. But either way, though, she makes a very good point in there. You know, is it healthy for a woman to even have a headscarf on, or hijab on, sorry, given the fact that if it's a hot day and you're sweating, your hair needs to breathe. You know what I mean? Your scope, most importantly, needs to breathe. But if you're not allowing your scope to breathe, you know, for the most part, when you are in the sun and your hair should be getting a good vitamin D, you know, that kind of stuff. But hey, man. People make their own choices, and that's how you like it. That's how you like it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I accept it. But we continue.
Like, oh,
That's a wrong perception.
no. When God created us, why didn't create we are all half pops?
Because we need to feed the babies.
Yo, when she was like, oh, because we got to feed the babies. And you know what, though? Her faces were dead eye. Dead eye. And you know what? It's so bizarre because when Mahmoud said that, but why? I was sitting there thinking to myself, how does that make sense to you? I mean, right now they're having obviously a whole debate, you know, we might say conflict, argument, or whatever, about, you know, the right of a woman to be able to dress the way she wants to dress, the same way that the man should also have the right to dress the way he wants to dress. And also at the same time, why can't a man control himself when he looks at a woman? Because, you know, in some cultures, the reason why they want women to be covered is because because men do not want to see another man looking at their woman in a sexual way, in an improper way. She makes the point of, well, why can't a man learn to control himself and not look at a woman in a sexual way, or at least learn to control himself so he doesn't put himself in that situation? And to be honest with you, that's a very good point, because there are a lot of men out here who can happily be around women and not look at them sexually. You know what I mean? If they are happy with the woman that they have, they can more than easy just walk past and not even look at women. And if they do look at women, it doesn't always mean anything, you know what I mean? So to be fair, the men can do that. So I think she's probably referring to, you know, Egyptian men or any man that has an issue with these kind of areas in life, you know? But, you know, Mahmoud has this argument about it. Listen, if a woman's got sexy legs out, if a woman's got legs out, they're going to be sexy. But if a man's got legs out, his legs aren't going to be sexy. And that's why she was like, your philosophy makes no sense, because I can look at a man's leg and find them sexy. So what you're talking about makes no sense. And that's when Mahmoud tried to be smart ass by saying, you know, but women also have boobs. Yeah, but that's because women have boobs to breastfeed, you know. But he was trying to make the comparison of why women have boobs and men don't have boobs by saying that women have boobs so men can look at them, and men don't have boobs so women don't look at. Do you see the level of stupidity that's coming out of my mouth? Because that's the kind of defense that Mahmoud is coming with. You know, that's why it looks so freaking dumb when she was like, but women have boobs to breastfeed. Huh. It's not necessarily because of a man to look at them. No, it's to breastfeed a baby. Their little dispute there. Bad boy, is it pathetic, man. Like, Mahmoud needs to get a grip of himself. But we continue with stubborn Mahmoud.
But at the same time, I'm worried that nothing will ever change. And I need things to change in order to be happy here.
I am not even going to add anything to that because in fact, let me leave this in the question. Why does she expect Mahmoud to change so therefore she can be happy the way she wants to be happy, given the fact that the friend or the yoga instructor, I say, has already told her that a man in Egypt can love you and show you all the love, but he will never allow you to be you because he only wants to control you because he's looking after you. So the question is, why does Nicole think that is ever going to change with a man that comes from his side of, well, the part that he comes from in Egypt? Why? Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. Please don't forget to like, sub, and of course, peace.